Tashidele. So today here I'd like to talk a little about the importance of importance of our practice in everyday life, seriously practicing in everyday life, and how much it is essential to make life difference from inside, emotionally, to make our physical or real life better when you get better healed the emotional from inside. So there are many fellow practitioners and friends that have a great interest in practice and would like to do a better practice, serious practice. I mean, to make better beneficial in your everyday life. But some of them not exactly knowing the true essence of the practice, what really practice is, how the practice can help, how much is value these practice or teachings. So number one, I would say, don't excite yourself too much to become a great meditator. Just sit and meditation. That's very important and good. Before you get into such, you should know and understand the meaning of what practice meant to you. Number one, ask yourself a question. What is really practice meant to you? Not what the teacher says, not what your friend says. From your own understanding, how much do you understand or how you comment about the practice, definition of the practice. Ask and get the questions. If you are confused with question that is being not clear, that is the time you need to think and find out the question or get question answered from the qualified teacher or the well-experienced fellow practitioner. When you have a clearer and a deeper essence, deeper understanding of what practice is meant to you, then whole your inner world of spirituality and the Dharma world will be different. And your focus, encouragement and devotion to Dharma will be different. Value on the practice will be different, and naturally you will keep the priority of practice to make yourself mentally calm, harmony, peace, happier, and more flexible, openness. Life became much more different. Being more openness is a freedom. Flexible or openness is very important. And knowing how to acknowledge the things that in our life going through, whether it's such a magnificent experience or joy, or whether it's a terrible and a tragedy, important is to know and how to acknowledge it. Because most of the time we are battling is true because of we are not acknowledging, we try to reject. We try to grasp what you like most. You try to avoid and push and far away from the force by thought. But that is not going out because it's inside of you. The thought is inside of you, what you're going through. It's your inner energy, inner thought, inner experience. That needs to be taken care by developing inner capacity of much more stronger, much more wiser, much more deeper in a sense that will help you to do so. So when you are able to do that, means all the burnt teachings of the Bashara, it's always focused on make better quality of your thought, your mind. Wiser thought, practical thought. And that implementing in everyday life thoughtfully or mindfully, and that will make difference. So it's not always the problem or issues makes us suffer and difficult. Our perception towards how we handle them, how we take them, how do we respond them, that makes us different. It's all right, easily acknowledging and easily implementing or unifying that into practice, or easily grasping, easily hating, easily angry, easily fighting, and that will never end up our problems. That is the beginning of our problem rising in more and more. So it's kind of blocking by our own thought, our own energy. So once this arises, first comes thought, then it comes emotion, then it gradually goes to the energy, and then gradually it also, slow by slow, it puts in more and more influence or undertaking on our physical level, so that physically, mentally, both we get ill. So the spiritually, it is important to understand that mind be trained in a positive way. Make mind more broader, flexible. Make mind knowing, be intelligent, how to let go and when to let go. Meant mind be acknowledging the situation and putting wise thought or practice of Buddha's teaching into, and then that is the wiser, that is the practitioner. When you are able to do in such a way, I think by doing on everyday basis mindfully, it will create in our inner world a kind of different environment. That environment is a pure environment, better environment, which will give not much destructive, not much emotional suffering, but rather much more brighter, much more clearer, much more open, much more precious space. So that kind of development of spirituality and knowledge of spirituality and a value of understanding of this is very crucial. And then meaning of practice, meaning of entering into the path of practice is not to make only temporal solution to overcoming from temporal problem, but it is more. It is to understand your own self, being within yourself more closely, being within yourself to see the inner beauty, inner quality. Everyone has such a beautiful environment and precious world inside, but we are covering that through the cloud of our own five poisons, and we don't see them. Through practice, it meant to be clearing these all clouds, and removing all clouds, you became to see the clear blue sky with no single stain of clouds. You see the full open, clarity, flexible, great joy of freedom from all obstacles. That is the way we can get into and enjoy being that state of. That is the what through our meditation we must enter and experience. So making that value, so practice is to make change inside. That doesn't mean you change your lifestyle of living. You change your believing, you change your culture, change your polluted inner world, unpolluted or non-polluted, pollution-free inner world, and mind became unpolluted. You became poison-free of five, what we call normally five thoughts of the poison, which is you get freedom from. The more you are free from the pollution of energy and thoughts, you become positive, open, clarity, as I say. That is the base where you have a great chances and a reason to develop your inner quality, inner realization, and that we call better meditation, deeper meditation, clearer meditation, and so forth. So these things you should understand. The value of teaching spiritual path is not to make only temporal beneficial. That is temporal, but ultimate beneficial even for the next rebirth, better quality. That is why I just want to let you all know. Practice is something you try to implement inside, not to count how many teachings you have, not to count how many teachings that entertain you while you are listening, but how many teachings not only entertaining, how much it is leading you to the further, to where you get total freedom from any poisons of the emotions. Understand? So think of that and put your effort to practice. Choose practice what you like most, but let that be your main focus and get the sign, result of that practice. Then it will be much more easy to carry on further teachings if you are decided to do so. But prepare it for that one to get well experience, and then it is much more easy and fruitful for further teachings go on. Thank you. Okay, thank you.